Santa canopy, wọ́n fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ́yà ara wọn, eléré wọn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, bàbá dáná sun wọn, Santa canopy. Santa canopy, wọ́n fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ́yà ara wọn, eléré wọn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, bàbá dáná sun wọn, Santa canopy. Santa canopy, wọ́n fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ́yà ara wọn, eléré wọn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, bàbá dáná sun wọn, Santa canopy.
I'll be using 4 yards of Duchess for this tie, and I'm going to start by cutting the top first. It's going to be a freehand cut. We're not doing slash and spread method because I don't want the top part to be, the neck of the top to be too deep. So what I'll be doing here is going to be a freehand sketch. So we're starting by cutting the top first, or the blouse. So here is my material folded into 2. I'll be using hip measurement, my hip measurement, to cut this out. The hip is 40 divided by 4, that is 10, plus 2, that is 12. So I have 12 here. So that means this is enough. So I'll be cutting this out. And the length is going to be 30 inches. The length of this blouse is 30 inches plus extra 2 inches for the seam allowance is going to be 32 inches. So I'm marking 32 inches. So this is going to be the back piece. Because we're using the back to cut out the front, you already know the length, which is 32 inches plus the seam allowance, and the wideness is just the hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 2 inches. So let's start imputing our measurements. I'm starting with the neck measurement, which is going to be 3.5 for the width, and the shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, 8. So the depth of the back measurement is going to be just 2 inches. 2 inches, I'm just going to connect it. And on this shoulder line, which is 8 inches from here to this place is 8 inches. Here now, I'm going to impute the armhole. The armhole is 18 inches divided by 2 is 9 inches. We can as well make it 10, add extra 1 inch to it. So let's just make it 10 inches because we don't want it tight. 10 inches, and you'll be coming down here by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So you'll be connecting this 1 inch to this neckline. After then, you extend this line to the chest line, this armhole, extend it down, and come here to determine the midpoint. Since it was 10 inches, already remove 1 inch for the shoulder slope, so it's going to remain 9 inches. So the half is going to be 4.5. On this chest line, I'll be imputing the bust measurement. The bust measurement is 38 inches. Divided by 4 is 9.5. So plus extra 2 inches is going to be 1 inch for the ease allowance and 1 inch for seam allowance. So that's going to be 11.5. So this 11.5 now, I'm going to be connecting it with this armhole. This is just a freehand sketch. It's not a tight dress. So that's it. From this shoulder, you're going to measure the waist. The shoulder to waist is 16 inches and to hip is 23 inches. So we'll be imputing the waist measurement on this waist line. The waist is 30 inches divided by 4 is 7.5 plus extra 2 inches, that's 9.5. And the hip, which I already said earlier, is 40 inches divided by 4, that is 10 plus extra 2 inches, that is 12. So the 12 ends here. So I'll just be connecting this to the hip, to the waist, from the waist to the bust. I'll be extending this hip measurement now down, so I will not be reducing anything here. So I will just be cutting it out here because this is the amount that I need, 12 inches exactly that I cut out. So just extending it here, I will just cut it out from here now to this armhole, then to the neckline. So this is the back piece. We'll be using this now to cut out the front piece. So I have another piece of fabric folded here into two, which is longer than the back piece. It's also wider than the back piece. So let me show you what I'll be doing. I'm placing the back piece on it and I'm going to be tilting it a bit like this. Just bend it because the side seam has to be same, the armhole has to be same. The only difference is going to be on the neckline. I want to pin it together so I can show you what the side seam of both sides are looking like. See, the shoulder is same with the front and the back is going to be same, the armhole is going to be same, and this is going to be same, which is the side seam, and the length is going to be same, the front and the back piece. What we're doing next is extending this shoulder. Now you extend it to this place. The difference between this front and the back, let me check and tell you, is about 7 inches. That means the front is wider than the back with 7 inches. Now I'll be extending the shoulder to the front, but make sure you mark where your neckline stops. Where your shoulders are joined together, you're going to mark it and then extend it from there, from the shoulder, extend it upward as seen here. See, I just extended this neck to this place and I am going to cut it out. So now after cutting it out, this is what I have. Remember, everything is going to be same except the extension in the front. So I'll be removing my paint. So this is it. And make sure you notch where you have the shoulder. That is why I said you should mark it earlier. Where the shoulders will be joining together, make sure you notch it. After notching the shoulder, then you're going to open it up. You have something like this, right? So this is what is going to form the cow shape in front, as you can see. Now I'll be cutting out the facing for the front piece. You can use bias tape. Actually, if you have bias of this color, you can use it to pipe it, but if you don't have bias, you can as well use your material to pipe it. So I just folded another piece of fabric into two, place this on it. That is the front piece. I'm going to come down here by 3 inches. That is from under the armpit. Yeah, below under the armpit, I'm coming down by 3 inches. From here to here, 3 inches. So that means it's going to be like this, straight like this. Cut out the armhole, and I'm going to cut out this shape as well. So that's going to be the facing for the front. The back I will be using bias. Up to these 3 inches. Up to the 3 inches. So I'm just going to take this one off. These are the 3 inches end. So I'll cut it straight like this. So this is going to be the facing. Just open this up. Open it. Place the facing on the main piece. Then just join it all the way here. Join it all round and flip this to the wrong side. So on the wrong side here is still the right side of the facing that will be showing. So firstly, this is going to add to the volume here, and secondly, it's going to have neat finishing inside, so nothing will be showing on the wrong side of your dress or the blouse. So basically, that is what we're using the facing to do. So after attaching the facing, you can now go ahead and join your sleeves. Join the sleeves, join it on the shoulder area, and as well close the both sides. Now we're going to be cutting the sleeves. I have this material folded into 4 because I'll be cutting both sleeves together. The length of these sleeves that I'm working with is 22 inches plus extra 2 inches for the seam allowance. That's going to be 24. So I'm marking 24 for the length of the sleeve. The armhole is 10 inches, but I'll be making it 11 inches because of the seam allowance. It's better when it's wider than when it's shorter, so 11 inches. So you can just do a freehand sketch here as well. And see what you have. Okay, perfect. I have the 11 inches here, and I'll be using the entire wideness of this fabric, which is 11 inches. So the wideness here is going to be 11 inches. So let's cut. So I have the 2 sleeves here. The sleeve is very simple. Just do a freehand sketch for the armhole, and that's all. Go ahead and attach this to your top or the blouse. I have about 2 yards of material here, which I'll be using for the hero. Hero is very easy. You don't have much to do on it. 2 yards, it's okay for you to tie, or just do your hip measurement times 2. If your hip measurement is 40 inches, so measure 40 inches in 2 places. That is enough. If it is 40 times 2, that is 80. So just use 80 inches to cut out your hero, or just use 2 yards. So it's perfectly fine. The only thing you're doing here is just to fold it in like so to the wrong side and top stitch everything. Fold it in here as well and top stitch the 4 edges you have on the hero, the up and down on both sides. So that is all for the hero. And of course it has belt. The wideness of this belt that I cut out is 6 inches. So by the time you fold it in, okay, and top stitch, then turn it in out, you're going to be having at least 5 inches, because
You're using at least half an inch on both sides to join it together, and this can be any length, could be 30, 40 or 50 inches. Now let's go and join all the pieces together. Here is the result after joining all the pieces together. Look at the sleeves. I gave it a good press after I was done sewing. So the sleeves are very lovely. They're long and it's really nice, yeah. And this is the body, as you can see. So this is the cowl in front. When you wear it, it's going to drop better. I'm just showing you the review of the top. The down part is not going to be same by the time you join everything together. The front is going to have a different shape down, but just make sure you trim it and top stitch. You just hem it. There's really nothing much. Make sure the front and the back they are same, and just give it a good press after. For the hero, you don't have much to do on it. I attached the belt already on 2 sides up, okay, and the length of the belt is 40 inches. I said earlier that it could be any length of your choice. So this one is 40 inches, and I just hem all the edges on the hero all around. So that is all for the hero. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, drop comments if you have any, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.